Unbelievable. May the 4th. Watch the video till the end. Like and subscribe. So we're looking at May the 4th be with you today. Um, and we're looking at our trade journal, and we changed it a little bit, done a couple of UI enhancements. So today our PNL is at $47.50. Win rate is low today, and we will see it below, but our profit factor is still pretty good on 3 trades. Our profit per share still very low. Ignore these. These are tests, the NVIDIA contracts. And here are our trades. So we took 3 trades on CNSP, and this one uh, we held for 27 minutes, but we managed to pull out 18.95, and I knew this stock would go. This was a buy, and I only bought 1 share when it was at 8.42, 20 at 8.37, and you see here we sold at 9.23 and 10.17, and we had to wait for it to pop up, and we did hold this. We sniped it. It was a buy, but we did bank the money on that. So we're gonna call it a good trade. The next trade was this one here. I don't know why this one shows up a little earlier. Let's check this one. Yeah, see here, we bought this at 444. So I got to check the clock on that other one. We bought this. Oh, it's because the sell time. Okay. So the execution here is I bought 170 of these. It took them in 2 sweeps. It was a very low float stock, under a million. And I took 170 shares at 9.94. And then I saw this darn thing crumble all the way down to $8. So at one point I was down over $200. And that's one of the reasons I held it, because I knew it was going to come back up again. And as you were watching the video, it came back up twice, and I had an opportunity to sell it. And I had an opportunity to sell it when I was down 200. Then it came back twice. I had opportunities to sell them at 948 was my thinking. But right before the open, or before 6 o'clock actually, it started to move back up again, and it showed that it had strength. So the the bears were definitely shorting this up and down, and so I decided to write it, and because I thought that this would be a long all day hold. Then I said, oh, I'll just hold it till the open, and traders will come in and boost it up. And strangely enough, that did not happen. This was the it could never break 1050. So I was neutral on this. I don't know if this was a chase. How could we? Because this is a positive trade, but the fact that we were down 200 at one point, I'm gonna say it was a bad trade. We did bank some money, and here maybe the level was what we saw. So this is a misnomer, because it's going to show up as a winner, and really wasn't anything. So then, while I was down on the other stock, and IVF started to pop up, and again bought 50 shares, whatever I had left, at 267. It went down. I had to kill it at 233, and then shortly thereafter I killed it. It went back up. So that was an interesting. So this was a chase, more definitely a chase, and a bail panic. And this was, I don't know if it was a bounce or a pop or a level. What does the level say? I'm trading off support and resistance. No, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing the reclaim, so it was a pop. And that's where we stand. So not a good day because had I not lost these 16, I would have made $64. Had I waited for the pullback on CNSP, I could have made more money. But hey, those are the lessons, and I learned two big ones today. So we're only 2 days into May. We were $49 last Friday. We're 47 today. So we continue. Our average is a little higher than it was during April. We've taken 4 trades. We're green, and now it's just a matter of trying to keep that the rest of the month. Profit factor is 682, very high, and our win ratio remains 75%, which we continue to maintain above 70%. Now, the win ratio, I think, is not as important. These numbers might be a little way too small. I think that the more important thing is to compare what your trades, how much money you make. So I re-imported everything. This is a new version of the software, so I had to re-import everything. So I lost all of the tags that I had on most trades. But oh, here you can see green, green, green at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. dump, and this was when I held through. Look at that. Net P&L was 252 at that point. Oh, wait a minute. This can't. What time of period is this? Oh, this is for the period for the last 30 days. Interesting. So in the last 30 days, I have lost more money from between 7 and 8 a.m. and I have made more money prior to 6 a.m. Wow. Okay, that's informative. Very informative. So, yeah. But we're getting close here now in the past 30 days. Look at that. We're only what, 20, $25 away from climbing over our period. And you can see here, we had climbed it over and then we fell back again with those losses. But it's still pretty good. These numbers I still think are too small, but okay. And for the past 7 days, this is going to be high, and that's because of the 211 210 loss that I had last week on Tuesday. So, and it keeps climbing. So we got to make sure we don't lose any more money. But for the 90 days, and let's see, there again, we had crossed over right here, and then we fell back again, and we were closing in right here. We were within $50, or you remember a few videos ago, and then with the 211 loss, we fell back, and now we're at $400, a little 450 or so for the recuperating for the last 90 days. But our profit is right here, 442 from the drawdown back up, even though our net P&L is 355 for the last 90 days in comparison to the prior period. So yeah, that's bad. I want to give you guys a preview because this will be we're moving towards release sometime soon. So one of the things that I wanted to include in this here, which you guys may or may not like, was a little game here. And what the purpose of this is to give us some practice on how to quickly scale in and scale out. So the way the game works is you have two buttons, a buy and a sell, and you have parameters here for tick speed and the chaos factor, how badly you want, and then the starting price of the stock. And so you just start the game and you just watch the candles. You buy and you sell. And if you want to go short, then you can sell. So we'll go short there, and then we'll cover the position. Short at the top. and cover the position. And then what you can do is add the chaos factor, speed it up if you need to have a little bit more speed. We'll assume this is the bottom and sell up there. And then up here you have your session P&L and your all-time high. And this is just a practice to get your eyes moving on the bars, and hopefully it can help folks. And it works also on a I think the dark theme works a lot better. Now we're going down, and here's just a guess. Oops, get out. Buy again. Oops, get out. Maybe make the bars a little bit bigger. Oof, look at that. So that's the chaos factor. So you can bring it down, you can slow it down, and then really speed it up. But anyway, that's some of the things that I'm working on in order to offer folks some tools that they can utilize in trading. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Enough of this. Let's go take a look at the video. It's going to be long, but I'm going to speed it up. All right, so we just gotten on. You can see there it's 4:15 on the West Coast, Pacific. 7 a.m. on the East Coast. And I had already taken one share out of CNSP, which was moving up. And I caught it late, so obviously I didn't make any money. Not much money, right? I could have caught it at 550, but I kept hearing the pattern complete alerts, and I thought, no, this for sure is going to go down, so I'm not going to buy it. But I finally took the plunge. And what you're going to see in the next, 20 minutes or so is comprised over 2 hours of day trading this morning. So I started somewhere around 4:15 and then ended around about 6:40, I think, a.m. also on the West Coast Pacific. So my idea here was to take one share, watch what was happening, and then eventually scale up. And that's what I did. So as I saw it, it held that channel and it didn't fall like my pattern complete had predicted. I just jumped in with another 20 shares. And I guess, I don't know if I should have waited for a pullback, but we'll see right now. I can't remember if this just consolidated and then eventually moved up. But it was a good trade. And what I was seeing was the fact that it was just above BWAP, that it was holding. It had strength. We weren't seeing, there was every once in a while you would see this 30,000 seller, but or 300,000 actually. It's multiplied by what, 100? So it's just 30,000 by 100. Ooh, 3 million. And during the pre-market session, one of the things that happens is that you watch the stocks and you see how they behave, and you begin to get some confidence in them because you see how powerful they are, the strength that they have to come back. And in this one, I don't know if it was the strength or it was the folks that were shorting the stock, which I think it was more likely because they were catching a lot of bulls off guard. So here, finally, we start making a little headway up there to where I had purchased the 20, and it looks like it's going to go. And you see me there put the sell limit. I don't understand. I don't know if other platforms allow you to do a sell stop, but in pre-market. But Thinkorswim does not. You can do a sell limit, but you can't do a sell stop. They don't want you to get out. So it looked like we were heading back up there, but we weren't. So yeah, this was what was it? 24-minute hold. So 15, about 39. So another 5 minutes, but the video sped up 500%. So it won't be too long. For those of you watching, like and subscribe. Now, this is not the amazing or unbelievable day trade of the day. Uh, what you're about to see is going to be, and it's going to shock you. And you're going to laugh at me. You're going to point fingers at me. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious too. But anyway, I wound up the day up $47. So there must be something to be said for me learning price action. And I mean, can you really get lucky twice in a row? Because we got lucky last week, and now we get lucky again this week. Uh, yeah, that's so the market must be good. So here you see it just goes up, takes me out. Not quite at the top, but left a good 70, 80 cents there. But it's okay. I see my pattern complete flag up there, which usually means that it's going to crash. But I continue to watch it. It's at the top of the BWAP. It's now 442. And it does look like it's going to come down. The interesting thing is also that at this time, CNSP was probably about the only stock moving. As we go on during the morning, there are other stocks that come up and they take the momentum away from this stock. I think this stock could have had a potential to go up to 20. So here I'm feeling valiant. And I jump in 120 shares. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to go to 11 and I'll make $1.50 or two. Greed, wishful thinking, everything looks good. I mean, we're seeing more buyers than sellers. The 5 minutes are all green. There's a little bit of red, so a little pullback. Never hurt anyone. It actually is good. You see the charts there. The EMAs moving up. The upper BWAP band moving up slightly. But there was a problem with this one. And I failed to see it. And that is the BWAP straightened out. So when the VWAP straightens out, you're not going to get much movement up. It's just going to be difficult because it means that the price action is not moving from whatever period it's set to. So, and here goes my, there goes my prediction. Look at that. Crash and burn. And yeah, you if you guys are asking yourselves, why didn't he exit? That's a good question. I thought about it. But here at this point, at 5 minutes to 5 in the morning, I decided that I was going to hold. And I made the decision. I made the executive decision to hold this until the open. I thought that the stock had potential. I thought that it would pick up, and there was good reason to do it. And what it's doing is crawling its way back down to VWAP. And I had set my mind on that if it did cross VWAP, that was it. So now I'm down $230 roughly. And what I liked was the fact that it remained. It didn't go below $8. I don't think I ever saw it while I'm holding it. I ever saw it go below 8. But trust me, I had my finger on the button. And so here, what I'm thinking is I bought in at 994, and my thought is here that if it's going to go up, it's going to go up to about 948, excuse me, and it's not going to climb beyond that. So I'm trying to make a decision. I've already made $18 off of it. If it climbs back to about 948, I'll be within with a 40-50 cent loss, which would be a lot less, a lot more forgiving on 120 shares. And you see me draw that line there because that's apparently where it had resistance. And so it has to go beyond that line for me to take it. So CLN was also starting to move up, and that took all the momentum away from this one. And CNN starts to get, and I think it got a couple of bucks, but it quickly fizzled out. There's CLNN coming up on the watch list around $7. And usually I don't take stocks that are this high price because there's very little money to be made. I it just baffles me. But it's part of day trading. It's is what we do. We get into trouble. Those shiny green candles, they pull us in and we're gonna fail like humans do. But there was strength. So it is now an hour almost since, oh no, no, not an hour, about half hour, I guess, since I got into this trade. And here comes another pattern. And what that pattern tells me is that it's got a little momentum left, a few seconds, microseconds, and then it's going to plunge down. And so I had an opportunity to get out there and maybe cut it down from 230 to about 180. But I said, no, stubborn gorilla is going to hold. And this takes a lot of guts, especially for people who want to be in only a few minutes holding it. So don't do as I do, kids. Do not try this at home. I'm a professional holder. This is the second time it happens to me. There's not going to be a third time in May that this is going to happen. It's just, I got to learn my lessons. And I saw the drop coming, and I didn't want to get out. I could have gotten out like down 20, $30, and I saw the drop coming and I didn't. Now, on my behalf, I felt confident that this stock would pick up. And you guys are probably laughing and laughing, enjoying the fact that the gorilla is on fire. Down $200. What a way to start May, huh? So we're more than halfway through this hold. And you can see the time clicking really quick there at 500% video speed. And notice I didn't look at any other stocks barely. I clicked on CLNN and that was about it. And then this pattern I liked. The green bar, an upside down hammer, a couple of green bars, my pattern, it drops, and then we got 3 or 4 candles, and then another big green candle, and then the same thing over again. So what this told me was that there is interest in this stock. So folks are buying in. Now it's a matter of letting CLNN fall, so people will lose interest. And then my other hope was that no news comes in at 5:30 that people are going to jump on, or even 6 o'clock. So here's the second opportunity that comes in. But I had made up my mind that I was only going to watch it hit 866 or higher, and then maybe sell at 948. And you see there it hit 950. Had I put in my stop limits, I would have been stopped out down about $100. But it double tops right here. And guess what's going to happen? And you see all the sellers coming in. And I really thought it had a chance here. So you see me blindly set my sell limits up at the top there. But if you watch, this is my first prediction at 535, 1050. That's where I'm setting my stop, I think. Somewhere around there. I thought it was 1048, but 1050, right under 1050. Because this stock is going to go to 1050 and it's going to get me my money back. And you're probably looking at me, oh, you say that now because you're just doing the recap and it's 10:30 on the West Coast, but you were probably sweating it while you're sitting there watching it drop down again. And yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah, my blood pressure went up. My heart was thumping. It's all exhilarating. It's what day trading does to humans. It's emotion. You can't let it go. So in this little climb up and climb down, it was obvious. These are folks who are buying for the short, for the drop. But the one thing I saw here was that if you look at the stock moved up about 30 cents. Remember, in the prior 10, 20 minutes ago, it was hovering around $8 or right above 8.19, 8.07, 8.10. Now it's around 8.30, 8.40. It has moved up 30 cents. So even with all the volume that the bears are throwing into it, the stock is still moving up. So there's still a lot of buying interest. So that sort of confirmed my decision to stay in. And even if it didn't go to 1050, what I thought was it's going to get pretty close. Now here is a revenge trade, NIVF was moving, making noise, and it looked attractive. So I went ahead and jumped in with 50 shares. It's mostly what I had left. But I went in very high at 266, and of course I wasn't gonna be happy with just $4 or $5. I wanted 15 or 16. I thought if I'm gonna have to leave that other one and get out and lose 150, then I might as well try to get 20 out of here, 15, 20. But that wasn't going to happen. So I'm watching CNSP in the watch list there, and it's still hovering around the 830s. All of a sudden starts moving up. And you see me here put a sell limit right underneath $3. I don't think this ever hit $3. But then we get another pullback, and it's a pretty bad one. So now I'm down even more. So I become focused and a little bit more realistic and bring that down to about 290. But as you saw, CNSP is hovering around 870. It just hit 927. And then I finally say here, you know what? I'm cutting it. So I lost $16 there, 1675, and I head back to CNSP. And now I'm within a striking distance of my buy price, and is moving up with momentum, and those large sellers are no longer there. So I'm thinking, okay, this might be the squeeze. And there's our 950, 970. And look at that. I get real close. And after my trade, I left a few minutes of the open. I recorded a little bit of the open. I didn't trade at the open, but I left it so you guys could see what happened with this stock, because I didn't hold it through the open. I didn't trust it. So I had my opportunity to get out there maybe with an $18, $20 loss, plus the other 16 would have been 36. But my technical expertise, my gut feeling was that this was going to pick up. And what it has done in the past is picked itself up. Now here I became doubtful. I said, ooh, I should have sold. But I kept telling myself, no, I'm going to wait for the open. And there wasn't anything in the news. 6 o'clock just turned, and NIVF was the only one. And all of a sudden that was falling down and not moving that quickly. And CLNN had fallen all the way back to 7 something. So my thought was, you know what? I like the pattern, the staircase effect that these green bars have over the red bars. There's more green bars than red. And even though there is a couple of large drops there, I think this is going to pick up and I'm going to get my money. And so with confidence, you notice I did not remove my sell limits. And you're going to ask your questions, well, how could you possibly know that? It's a gamble. You don't. You have no idea. But it is about facing your fears and standing in front of the software and the broker. And willing to say, you know what? If I lose 200, I lose 200. It's you can't attach yourself to money in a way that it's going to emotionally hurt you and have you make wrong decisions. So if you watch through here, thank you. Like and subscribe. Leave your comments, good or bad. Here I got scared. That looked like a double top right there. And now it's 6:10, and we're 20 minutes away from the open. And but I feel more confident now. We're above $9 now. So I'm thinking that the squeeze is coming, and this could potentially hit 11. I'm even thinking about moving the limits, the sell limits, but I decided not to. And you see, I already got out of 50. I am down to 70 shares. I'm already green on this stock at least. And there I hit another 50. And I keep the last 20 to scale out and make this a $64 trade. And here I was really hoping that it would go to 11, but it's obvious that it didn't. So I think I moved my sell limit down and took whatever it wanted to give me, because it wasn't going to hit over 10.50. So I just took out a 10.38, and I think that was all she had in her, and no more. And then it starts collapsing down. So I stopped recording, but then I picked it back up at 6:28 right before the open. So here I knew that I had no opportunity. Here I know I made the right choice and decision. So here we are at 6:28. It's about to open. And I said, oh, if it goes to 11 and it hits into halts, you know, I'm gonna be sorry. But I already made $64, lost 16 on the other one. I come out positive. There's no reason to feel bad about this trade. Yeah, feel good, feel lucky. It was a red fire. We put it out with green and with patience, and we held. And in the end, it worked. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right? So that's the way it wound up. Sorry about the screen here. I was watching something else, and I'll move them. I'll move them in a second. But it's sitting at 10.24, 10.29, and then it just can't go beyond. You know, I might do it later on in the day. It probably has the capacity to do so, but it didn't. Hopefully, you all had green and had a wonderful day. If not, enjoy the rest of your day and look at what tomorrow will bring. The market is going to explode.